Hey everyone, and welcome back to Calmsden Farm for the next episode in our Let's Play series. So we're just on our way to All Spheres store to sell the last of our oats. I've already sold one full load of 17,000 litres. So this is the last 16,505 litres of oats that we got from our field and the last harvest. So we're currently getting 1,300 per 1,000 litres, or just over. So the price is not too bad. Again, with the canola that we sold at the end of the last episode, we are slightly higher than what the best, like the highest price on the price fluctuation showed for the previous year. So we are currently getting slightly more. So yeah, 1,304. Not far off farm store bay, which will probably go above what we're getting at the moment. Well, this should be another 22,000 litres. £22,000 plus was about 10% bonus, so about 2,000 bonus, I think. Are we getting 10%? I can't remember what the 8%. So 1,733, 21,528. But that's taken us up to 110,947. And not a bad start to the day. So what we've got to do today, we need to get the silage bales off the new grass field we bought and we mowed last time, so we can get those moved out of the way. And then I'm going to replow up that field, take soil samples, and then we'll get some lime spread on that. So we're in the fence. I've got the new wrap bale handler on. Don't seem to be able to adjust it. Oh, that's why. There we go. Actually connect the hydraulic hoses up on the bale grab, then we can actually adjust it. So what we need to do is just get these bales pretty much moved out the way so we can clear this field. I don't know where we're going to put them, because we're not going to be able to fit all of those bales on that one trailer. So we're going to have to load some up to move them out of the way, which is a little bit annoying because we're going to have to then kind of double handle them because they're not quite ready to sell. Maybe this would have been a better job to have left until they're fermented, then we could just sold them straight off the field. So yeah, maybe it would have been better to sleep up until next month and then get this done. We'll see how many we can fit on and how many's left on the field, and then we can decide. So may speed up time so we can get through to next month, just see how far fermented they are. So they're currently 40%, and when did we do them? Sometime last month. They should be ready sometime in January, and then we could sell them straight away. Now what I don't really want to do is load them up, take them off the bale trailer to put them somewhere else, then just to have to load them back up again. Kind of seems a bit pointless moving them twice. If we're not keeping them, if we was obviously keeping them for the cows, then we could do that. I'm still not sure whether we need to keep any at all. We've got just under 200,000 litres left in the bunker silo of silage, so I don't really think we need to keep any of these at the moment, because the grass will be ready to cut again to get some more silage bales in the spring. So I'm pretty sure we don't really need to keep any, but we may just keep a few off the very last field just in case. Well, I think there's about 40 bales on the... Oh, hello. Drive a little bit too fast there and roll the bale off. I always find these bales, when you're using them with equipment and not the bale spokes and that, they kind of got the physics of like a cardboard box rather than a heavy bale. I always find the roll off far too easy. Get this one on there. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and decide what to do. Whether to skip through, because we don't need to do the ploughing this month. The main thing this month was selling the oats while it's at the highest price, which we have done. So it may be a case of resting up and then we can just sell these bales straight as they are off the field, rather than say load them up onto this trailer, take them off the trailer and then reload them back on to then take them to sell. So, yeah, I don't think there is anything else. We'll just check the animals while we're here and then see. So the sheep are fine, they've got plenty of water, they've got plenty of grass, and the chickens, yeah, they're also fine as well. They've got more than enough grain to last them through. So yeah, I'll have a decide as I finish loading up this trailer, see how many bales we can fit on, how many's left on the field, and then we'll go from there. Right, so we've pretty much fully loaded the trailer. I could possibly get another one on top, but it's a bit of a stretch for this tractor to try and reach up there and comfortably get them on. I'm not sure how well the Massey will cope. And it's a bit tall as well. Maybe catch it on a few trees. So we could possibly get a few more, but there's so many bales still left on this field. And I think as we don't really need to do any more work this month, I think we're better off resting up until the bales are fermented, then we can just sell these straight off the field rather than waste time moving them and then moving them again. So I'm going to try and squeeze on a few more onto the top of here. I don't know how well the Massey will pull it, and probably more than likely the best price will be at the sell point that requires going up this big steep hill. Let's see if we can get this one. Yeah, it's always a bit trouble because we just haven't got the height to safely get these on. But we can just about squeeze them on. So I'm going to squeeze on another, what, 4? We'll get one more on there and then 3 on the other side. We'll go and rest up then until January sometime, possibly maybe even February. So there is really not much we can do now this month and going into then, so we may as well just go and put our feet up for Christmas, celebrate the new year, and then we can continue cracking on with the farm work in the new year and get this field sorted out. Right, so we're just on our way down to Allsphere's store with the 24 bales we managed to squeeze on this trailer. So 84,000 litres of silage. It was very, very difficult getting up that hill, especially with the snow. It did snow pretty much after I'd finished recording and started skipping through to January. Started snowing a bit and it has now settled. So the current best price is down here. Hopefully try and very precariously drive this. It's definitely overloaded, like really shouldn't have got those last 6 bales on the top. It's a little bit too much for this trailer. Why did those not sell? So there's 30,003 plus the 2,727 for those silage bales. So that's one load. We've got at least 3 more full loads of 24 bales we can bring down, and then we've what's left then I think we'll just keep for some excess silage to keep us going if the silage clamp does run out. At least we have got some wrapped bales ready to go. So I'm going to get the rest of the bales loaded up and sold, just so we can get that one field cleared and while the price is at the best as well for January, we may as well get all the rest of the bales sold. That should give us more than enough money then to get the new tractor, which I want to get, which is around about 250 horsepower, and that'll make the ploughing job a lot easier as well, and also make actually, just thinking about it, we could possibly afford the tractor now, which will make transporting these bales a bit easier. Yeah, we'll have a look. We may be selling the last of the silage bales, or we may be down at the store buying a new tractor. We'll see. Well, I've finished selling all the silage bales. We're going to sell for now. I nearly crashed into that fence a little bit too fast, and I forget how fast this Defender actually accelerates. It's like, just pick up speed quite fast. Probably a little bit too fast for a Defender, to be honest. Yeah, so I've sold 96 bales, I think it was, on the 4 loads. So we're up to 239,347. So we're down here at the local agricultural store to buy our new tractor. I was in two minds whether to sell the massive Ferguson and then use the money from that as well towards, well, we can afford probably 2 of the new tractors, how much money we've got. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking how much use we're going to get out of the massive Ferguson and the new tractor. So the one we're going to go for is the New Holland 70 series by Smetty. So I'm not going to go with the Super Steer because I'm not particularly really keen on the Super Steer version. So we're going to go for this one. I will change the wheels though, and I think I want to go for some wide tyres. We'll go for the BKT. There is no option for wheel weights. I don't think on any of the options. So maybe some Continentals. They look quite nice. Yeah, so I don't think there is any option for wheel weights at all on this. We will keep it New Holland. We will go for the front 3-point linkage, and we're going to go for the 240 Genesis Turbo. So 240 horsepower, which is a nice increase from the Massey Ferguson. As I say, with the Fendt and the Massey and now a New Holland, I don't know how much use we'll get out of the Massey Ferguson. The Fendt's still useful because we've obviously got the front loader on that, and we can use that for loading pallets, topping up the feed mixer and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to keep the Massey for now, but I may decide to sell it. So we'll keep it standard colours. Headland management I've not actually tried yet, so I'm going to leave that off now because I want to have a play around with that first and see how it actually all works before I waste, because it is an extra 3,000 to add that option on. So we'll leave that off for now. So we'll go with that. So it's a nice 240 horsepower New Holland 70 series, 8970. I'm going to leave the number plate as it is. It's a fairly typical British style number plate, and we'll go for that. And while we're here, I just think we could have gone for the Fendt 900 for a little bit more money, although that probably would have been a bit too much. 300 horsepower, yeah, 261,000. 240. We'll do a little bit more for the equivalent horsepower. 3 point on that as well. Yeah, I'm happy with the New Holland because we've already got a Fendt. Mix up the brands a little bit. So we've got a blue tractor, a red tractor, and a green tractor at the moment. So the other thing while we're here, we're going to get a plow. We're going to lease this, and I'm going to go for the Calmsden Eco Mat. This is a standard base game one, and we'll go for we won't go for the pack mat. We're going to just lease this because we've only got that one field to plow. Okay, so there's our New Holland tractor at 8970. I also purchased a Maxi Weight, and we've got the Calmsden plow. Can't remember which one that is. It's been a while since I actually bought this. I was in the middle of buying the tractor when I had to rush off and do something else. So I've literally only just got back to the game probably about a week later. So I'm going to get this hooked up, we'll get up to the field, then we'll start ploughing up that grass field and getting it ready for planting with a new crop in spring. Okay, so we're over at the field. I'll get our beacon off and get this unfolded. So what I'm going to do first is just go around the edge of the field, because I'm kind of interested to see exactly how far what's classed as an actual field comes up to the boundary. So I may go into the landscape mode after and shrink the field edges down a little bit if they're a bit too close to the boundary. Yeah, that looks like they are very, very close. So it may just give us a little bit more space around the edges. So just go in the landscape mode and delete a little bit of the edge of the field and then re-tidy it back up. So it looks like there's a bit missing there. So I haven't got allow create fields on here. This is exactly what the field's been created in the Giants editor. So this will just give me the outline of the field and then we can tidy it up from there. Unfortunately, the snow's not going to make this easy. I definitely don't want the field boundaries right up to the edge, that close to the edge of the fences and hedges, because it just makes it difficult for workers. I've done 2 passes around the headlands just so I can mark the outline of the field. What I'm going to do is probably just plough the entire field first and then go around the edges just to make it a bit easier and tighten up. So along this edge here I'll probably just straighten it. Just do it so it's 90 degrees across that end, so it won't be completely parallel to the boundary, but it'll just give us that little bit of extra space down the sides of the fields, so we're not getting hung up on the fences when we're trying to harvest or sow crops, or if we have workers doing, they're not going to miss bits because of the collisions. So I'm going to continue getting the rest of the middle of the field done. So it's quite a bit to do, even though this is a bigger plough than we had last time. It's still going to take a while. And then I'll tidy up the edges and then we'll come back, we'll get these boundaries tidied up. So again at this end I'll probably just bring it straight across from that lower corner, so it'll be a slightly bigger gap this end. We're not going to lose too much space of the field, but I think it's just going to make life a lot easier to work in this field as we progress through. So yeah, on with the ploughing. Right, we've got this tiny little bit left to do down in this corner, and then that will be all this field ploughed. And what we'll do, we'll go around the edges, so tidy up the edges of the field with a landscaping tool just to give us a little bit more space. Then we'll go and get the soil sampler so we can take soil samples. I think we'll leave the lime spreading until next time, so a job we can do next time, because we'll look at hopefully the snow will have cleared, because I've got a feeling with the snow set to continue, the whole field may get covered in snow again in a bit, and then we're not going to really be able to spread lime, so we'll leave that for next time. But if we can at least get the soil sampling done so we know how much lime we need to apply, then that can be all done for ready for spring, and hopefully the snow will have cleared up, and then we can look to get a crop in the ground. I've not decided what crop we're going to do just yet. I think because we've got the changed planting schedule on here, we can do quite a few different things. So we could still do wheat if we do it next month, Barley, we've got a couple of months we could still do that. Some more canola. No, we didn't do canola this year actually, so we could possibly do canola as another cash crop. We've got the barley that we need for chicken feed. So any crop we really do is going to be a cash crop. So we'll have the barley and we get straw off the barley as well, so don't definitely need that. So we'll do some more canola, or we could have a look at doing one of the other crops possibly. But we can decide that next month. I say hopefully the snow will have cleared up. And one other thing I was thinking about while I was doing that was the Massey Ferguson. Still trying to decide whether to keep it or sell it. As I say, now we've got the New Holland, not sure how much use we'll get out of it. But the only thing I could really think that where it would be beneficial is when we're doing more grass silage in the future, if we could get a mower setup that can do the swath dropping. So a larger swath dropping mower setup, we could set a worker off and then follow along in the Massey doing the baling is the only real way I can see that we'd get any use out of it really. So yeah, I'll have a think about the Massey, whether we're going to keep it or sell it. And the other thing I was thinking about, dangerous thing, sim farmer in his time when you're just doing a job like this, ploughing, and you get time to think, was our current fields. We've currently got field 11, 34 and 8, which they're not ideal fields. 8's on a slope and these ones are quite small and surrounded by walls, so they're not easy to work. So I was thinking about the possibility, so let me know in the comments what you think about. I just need to stop the tractor just before we get to the end of the field. So I was considering we could sell these 3 fields and then buy field 10 instead. I don't know if we'd get enough money for these. So actually that one's quite a lot more than I actually have. I didn't realise it was worth quite that much. So we could get 138,288 for field 8. 49,464 for 34 and another 35,000 for that. So that's roughly 140. That's 190. So that's about what, 225,000 for those 3. And then that one's 2. So we only like what, 5,000, 7,000 short of being able to buy field 10. And then we'll have that as our main grass field rather than working these 3 smaller fields. And then we can do it all in one go. So yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on about selling these 3 and then getting field 10. Just trying to think, we'll just have a look. What's the does it say? So that's 7 area. No, that's what I'm looking for. 9.51 acres. So that's 5.72. So that's, what's that? 7.7 roughly. 7, 9. So about 9.5 acres. So yeah, those 3 fields actually work up to roughly about the same area as field 10. So we're not actually going to be losing anything. It's just going to make work a lot easier. We could hold on to these 3, or we could just sell 11 and 34 and keep 8 and then buy 10. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts in the comments on that. Something to think about for next time. So I'm just going to get this little bit finished off and then we'll go and grab the soil sampler and then we can get the soil samples taken ready for next time. Right, the ploughing is all done, and what I forgot we was going to do was, before we take the tractor back and the plough, just in case we need to re-tidy up any bits I mess up in the landscaping, we'll tidy up the edges of this field a little bit. So we'll start off in this corner and then work our way back that way. So if you're not aware of this, if you go in landscape mode and go in plants, and I think it works on anything. So if you select any plant, if you then use right mouse button, you can delete the field. or delete any painted texture, not the painted texture, any bushes, grass, like meadow grass that's painted on, you can delete, and it also deletes fields. So what I usually do is, to keep nice straight edge, which I get asked quite a lot in the comments on my videos, is how do I keep perfect straight line, is in the lower corner we've got the coordinates on the minimap. So currently 270.3 degrees. So if I set that as best as I can to 270, difficult with my mouse because it's quite sensitive, getting it bang on. So if you watch my time-lapse videos and you're wondering why the camera's going a bit funny when I'm trying to do the landscaping, it's because I'm trying to get this set right. And then what you do is hold the right mouse button down where you want the field edge to do, then don't move it, and then use the W key on your keyboard to just go forward in a perfect straight line. Just make sure you don't move the mouse left or right, because it will throw it off. And then you can get a nice straight edge on your field, and then we'll just delete that little bit. So I don't know if we want to probably come a little bit more off that fence this end. So maybe if we just set that again, and then we'll probably come to maybe that should be more than enough. So yeah, just gone slightly off there. So just slightly bring your mouse back over if it does go off. Obviously if you go off the other way, then it takes a bit of the field out. You'd have to go back over with a plow to re-add it in. So take it nice and easy. So all I do is just pretty much I'll do the same. I may not straighten this end because I think that'll leave quite a big chunk in this corner. If we were to go 90 degrees across that way, would bring. So this one I'll probably try and get it roughly so that we're going parallel with the fence. I'm not sure what the doesn't seem too far off. Seems like we're going along the fence. So yeah, that doesn't seem too bad. So I'll switch that to the round one and we'll increase the size. If we go there, and then again with the W key, we'll just go straight across. So it seems nice and parallel to that fence. And then this corner we can just manually bring it round. So that gives us a little bit of a headland and a little bit more space this end. I don't really want to go any more than that, but I think it's tidied that edge up of the field rather nicely. And this corner as well we could leave, or we could just try and gently just add a little bit of a curve in. And what I'll do then is I'll go around pretty much doing the same thing but with the meadow grass. So switch back to the square tool. I'll just set the degrees, so this direction will go 90. Put the meadow grass, bring it across to the edge of the field, and then W key again going straight forward. It's probably a little bit big because we are losing some of the stuff on the edge, but that's not too bad. So we've got a nice straight edge along that edge of the field now. You are better off doing this as well before you do the soil sampling, because it will show, if you haven't soil sampled at all, when we do the soil sampling now, it'll only show where the actual ploughed field is rather than the bits we've now deleted. So I'll go along, I'll finish off tidying up this edge of the field as well on that far end and getting the grass in, then we'll get the soil sampling done. Okay, so we're just on our way back from the store. We've returned the plough and we've leased the soil sampler. And as I was mentioning about not doing the lime, we'll leave it to next time because I had a feeling the snow was going to cover the field over again. It's completely disappeared. So just driving down to the store and the snow just completely vanished from the entire map. This is one of the reasons why I don't bother doing snow ploughing or snow clearing, because it's, you literally can spend that much time doing it and then 2 minutes after you've finished it just all vanishes. It's like, just doesn't stick around long enough. I presume if you're probably playing with longer days per month, then it's probably more beneficial. But yeah, I usually don't bother with it. I did it once on No Man's Land when the first started on there, but to be honest I don't think it's snowed much on that save game since. And I do have a modified version of precision farming. I adjusted the XML file so we do have quite a large radius on the soil sampler. A little bit too large. I think I went a little bit too much on the adjusting the XML file. just to increase the radius, because it does take a long time to do your fields. So we'll get this soil sampled and then we'll see what kind of soil we've got in here. Looking by that bit there, silty clay, looks like it stretches up through this field. So we could have a mix of silty clay and loam. I think the bit next to that silty clay is loam down that end of the field. But we'll soon see. This isn't going to, what soil type we've got isn't going to have any bearings on what crop we do. I'm just going to do what crop we decide to do. It might not be the best crop for the soil type, but it'll be what it is. So we might not get the best yield, but as we expand the farm, we can start taking into account more soil types and what crops we put in different fields. But at the moment, because we have got limited arable land, it kind of makes sense to just do what we need to do rather than worry about what's the best crop for the soil type at the moment. So last soil sample, we'll get these sent off. Oh, taking a soil sample again. Taking an extra one. Press the wrong button. Right, we'll send those off, we'll get this folded up, we can get that returned. So we'll head back over. I did finish off tidying up the edge of the field. So there were a few little bits that were buried under the snow just off here. So if you go into the map after you've done the edges, these red bits that require ploughing, where there was a few little bits up around this top corner. Right up in that hedge as well, there was a section of red, and down here and down this bottom corner that was still shown where I hadn't reached with the plough. So I had to go back in and delete those with the landscaping tool. So that's a fairly nice shaped field now. It's like tidier edges on it anyway. And the soil samples are back. So yeah, probably what, two-thirds silty clay down this end, and then we've got a small patch of loam here. So presuming that loam probably runs up across through 35, so the pig enclosure, and then you've got sandy loam which probably comes up across here as well. So yeah, it's not ideal for some crop types, but I say it is what it is. We're quite fortunate with this field that we've only got that small section of loamy sand that's really causing any problems. Sandy loam's not too bad, and then we've got quite a big area of loam on that one. So yeah, ideally I think this one would be better suited for keeping as grass. But I think we'll do, I mean, potentially if we do sell the other 3 fields and get field 10, I just think, I don't know if we'll have enough time to get that grass cut and then replow that for an arable field this year. We could potentially put this back as grass and keep it as a grass field and sell off the other 3, because we won't need that many grass fields, and then use the money from the other 3 fields to get field 10. Because at the moment we don't necessarily need another arable crop this year, so we could possibly do that and then keep that as a grass field. Now it's all soil sampled, ploughed, we'll get some lime on. So yeah, we could potentially put that back as grass. The only downside with doing that is we won't get weeds growing, so we won't be able to increase the weed environmental score section. Obviously this will improve as we put lime and nitrogen on there as well, because currently I don't think we've got any nitrogen. Yeah, so it's pretty much 0 nitrogen. So the environmental score will increase a little bit, but we won't get 100% on that. So we could do 1 arable crop in it to start with and then switch it to grass. So yes, something to think about. But we'll leave it there for today. So next time we should be into spring or March. I need to try and decide what we want to do in that field, because if we want to do wheat, then we need to get that drilled in for March. So we'll be back yeah, February, March. So yeah, we'll be into spring either way. So we'll probably skip through February because I don't think there's much else we can do now other than spread the lime. So yeah, we'll be back in March, and then we'll look at getting a crop, or at least hopefully I'll have made a decision on what to do with that field, whether to put an arable crop in. Let me know in the comments, but I'm not sure if this video will be published before I record the next video, so I may have to kind of decide without any input from you. But yeah, let me know about the other fields. I'll hang off, obviously. Oh, don't want to run the grass there. As me, got grass fields on my mind. Running the dog over. Don't want to run the dog over, not run the grass fields over. Yeah, I'll hold off selling the grass fields and sorting that out. We can decide on that. So hopefully this video will be published before we come to do that. But I may have to record the next one before this one's published because I am a little bit behind this week. But do let me know in the comments anyway, and we'll see. So I may not be able to take your comments into consideration for the next one, but I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and it does help the channel out. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. I've got more Farm Simulator 22 Let's Play videos coming up on this channel. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.